Welcome to the Mars Cheese Castle, and if we're at the Mars Cheese Castle, it must mean one thing. The Wisconsin Badgers went down and went down hard.
Greetings, I'm Bob.
I'm Larry. This is Catnips. It is week 9 of the college football season, and the Northwestern Wildcats, as you just saw, defeated the Wisconsin Badgers, the 20th ranked Wisconsin Badgers, 31-17 at Ryan Field. With the win, Northwestern now has sole possession of first place in the Big Ten West.
And this was a great game, Larry. The Cats showed us grit and determination that we kind of had seen, kind of hadn't seen. Some of us were having some doubts about. Cats came through big time. What was most compelling about this was on offense, we had the most balanced game of the season. We were very, very evenly balanced between the running attack and the passing attack.
Right.
And while neither of them were 100% effective, the combination was too much for the Badgers to handle.
Clayton Thorson had 3 interceptions. At the same time, Clayton Thorson also had 3 touchdowns, including one spectacular rushing touchdown where he put on NFL-like moves to get into the end zone.
And another one where he struggled to gain half a yard on a quarterback sneak. And let's not forget that circus catch in the back of the end zone by Kyrick McGowan. And in fact, that really was following what we view as the key play of the game. The Cats had turned the ball over on downs on their first possession of the third quarter. The Cats had stalled out and had punted to the Badgers on their second drive. The Badgers wound up committing a roughing the kicker penalty. That extended the drive, put the Cats in Badger territory, and that culminated in that magnificent touchdown catch by Kyrick McGowan. That took us up to 21 points, which was enough to get the job done. So we see that roughing the punter call as really the play of the game.
Yep.
Hooray for new math, new math. It won't do you a bit of good to review math. It's so simple, so very simple, that only a child can do it.
So, Larry, what's the story with bowl math? I'm thinking 1, but I'm kind of simple-minded here.
So bowl math is pretty straightforward this part of the season. Northwestern now has 5 games. Even if Northwestern didn't win a single game for the rest of the season, those 5 wins, given Northwestern's #1 APR in the country, should be enough to put them into the bowl picture. However, of course, Northwestern will win more games, and the question is how many and against whom? If Northwestern wins against Iowa in 2 weeks, they will command the Big Ten West and could potentially lock it up in 2 weeks. Minnesota, Illinois, those games may not even matter. Northwestern may, before the end of the season, have clinched a trip to Indianapolis.
So that would give us enough wins to go to Detroit?
We have us more than enough wins to go to Detroit. We're hoping for a little further south. You know, right now, we're putting the odds at Northwestern going to Indianapolis at about 54%. Northwestern is right now the clear favorite to win the Big Ten West. The next stop for the Cats, however, is a little murkier. They do have a shot at the Rose Bowl. It's the only New Year's Six Bowl that they could potentially go to. But to get to the Rose Bowl, they absolutely would have to win in Indianapolis. Right now, the odds of that happening combined with Indianapolis is about 12% chance that they would go to the Rose Bowl. If Northwestern loses in Indianapolis, there is no chance. They'd be a 4-loss team. They'd probably end up in the Citrus Bowl. Right now, regardless of whether or not Northwestern wins the title, we're projecting either the Holiday or Citrus Bowl for the Cats.
So if the Cats can get to Indianapolis and they wind up with Michigan as their opponent, no problem. Rematch, we
We've
win
done
this
this
one,
before.
we go to the Rose
Sort
Bowl.
of.
Okay, got it. All right, so we're back. This is our good friend Catherine. Catherine has deep family ties to Northwestern and Northwestern football, and Catherine is going to, well, first of all, what were your observations, anything that struck you about the game that you wanted to let us know about?
Yeah, the defense really shut down the Wisconsin run game. Of course, Wisconsin's known for their run game. That's and right. Jonathan Taylor. But, yeah, really shut him down. He only got about, 47 yards?
Right.
And their top rusher wasn't even him. It was Garrett Groshek. That's right, yeah. So they did a really good job in anticipating that.
All right, so as is our tradition, we will award a Purple Fist of Justice for each game, and I'm happy to announce that by unanimous consent, the Purple Fist of Justice this week goes to none other than Isaiah Bowser for his fantastic second-century performance of rushing, and he is now the #2 rusher on the season and is quickly closing in on the top spot. So here we are again at the Mars Cheese Castle. This is really our following the trail of tears of the Badger fans back home after they lose to us. You know, so we've slipped here behind the cheddar curtain. We're really enjoying watching the wailing and gnashing of teeth and all that. But as a special treat, we have a special guest star today. This is Michael. Michael, once upon a time, played as a middle linebacker for the Northwestern Wildcats, and in fact, he played for the Northwestern Wildcats in Dyke Stadium against the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame in the 1974 game. That was a championship, national champion Notre Dame team, as I recall. And
coached by somebody named Ara Parsegian.
Yeah, who used to be our coach.
Yeah,
so
that stole somebody.
Right.
Yes.
But of particular interest for us is the fact that in that game, Michael at one point lined up across the line of scrimmage from his Irish twin brother. So can you explain what all that means, Michael?
Well, first of all, my Irish twin is a brother that came into this world less than 12 months after I did, and we have been very close, always very close. He was recruited, Ara Parsegian recruited my brother Ken, and needless to say, he went with the better group, let's just say that. We were going to play the Fighting Irish at Dyke in our, I believe it was the second game of the season. And I had not played my brother since grade school. And so he and I were bantering quite a bit that summer about who's going to do what to whom. And so when the time came, Northwestern was getting throttled, to say the least, and I believe it was 37-3 at the time. There's about 5 minutes to go in the game, and I'm not getting in, and I was among the starting rotation, and for whatever reason I fell out of disfavor with the coaching staff. And what it came down to was I saw my brother, who was an offensive center at the time, come in garbage time. So noticing that, I decided to take it upon myself to be proactive. So I jump in. I'm the middle linebacker. I was the signal caller. So I jump in and tell one of the pattern check twins to go to the sidelines. I'm replacing him. Call play. We line up, and I call an audible to reset the alignment so that I am over center as a middle linebacker, facing my brother for the first time in 10 years, maybe. Ball's hiked. He comes out. We hit each other. I shed. Off tackle. Man gets tackled 8 yards downfield. So, second down and 2. Next play, they run an off tackle, and I get my read. My brother comes out. I shed him, and the running back is running free. I run in pursuit this way, behind me, and literally clothesline the running back. Helmet in elbow, bring him down, and I end up with the helmet still in my arm.
which it is to this very day.
this-
Take off your jacket.
There it
Mike,
is.
show
It's here
the
somewhere.
crowd.
It's here somewhere. You know, I decleated the running back. He flipped up, feet up in the air, and that's why I ended up with helmet in hand or in arm. The running back comes up to me, and I took his helmet and I just went, and I tossed it literally over into the Notre Dame sideline. I said, "Go fetch." One play later, did the same thing, lined up opposite my brother, and made the tackle in the hole. It was a good thing, and to this day we still argue about who did what to whom, and it's fun because he still remembers me taking the helmet and throwing it into the sideline people standing along, and it was something we discuss virtually every year.
When football previews are the task, that's when Bob and Larry ask. Easy time for potables, next game drinks and quotables. In you Wildcat notables, Lake Michigan boatables, a little scotch and sodables. It is time for potables.
So Bob, how about some potables?
Well, I think it's time for potables, and we've got something very, very special here.
So last time in 2014, when we played Notre Dame, the potable was just plain old-fashioned 1970s Blue Nun. But this time, it's a little different.
Yes, we won, so we've upgraded. So this time we've got the 24-karat gold edition of Blue Nun. So this is what we have, and it's got actual gold flakes in it.
This is right off the helmets, right? They just scrape the helmets. It's Wisconsin with a cheese grater. Right off.
Yes, when they were spraying the helmets, they were spraying the bottles, and
cheese grater.
we're gonna open this
That's
up,
perfect.
and if it spews all over the place, then you know, we could say we're gonna have a golden shower. But hopefully that's not the case. So we're
Not at the cameraman.
We're going to hopefully not kill the cameraman. And there we go. We're in orbit, and we've got our Blue Nun. So we will start
Plenty
here.
of that gold leaf in there.
Oh wow! It's look at that. Predictably, Larry, it is all fizz. Look at that! Look at
All
that!
form, no
And it's
substance.
yours.
All you got. All right, everybody. So here's to a win over the Irish and the putative return of the shillelagh.
Cheers.
Go Cats.
Cheers. Go Cats. Go UNU.
I must be too close to college. That's not that bad to me.
Whoa.
Whoa! Field goal Jesus, taste
it's
bud
not-
Jesus. This is not.
It is
Now this
not-
was safety
This
Jesus. This was definitely safety Jesus.
Oh my God! You know,
Awful.
You know, in college, 1971 and 1974, 75, when I graduated, Blue Nun was considered
Oh, it's top notch.
très chic.
Right.
You got taste for the good things in life, and the good things in life seem to come to you. And Blue Nun's your choice each and every time. It's a premium quality imported wine. Blue Nun, you'll never lose your taste for it. Show your good taste with the good taste of Blue Nun. Show your good taste with the good taste of Blue Nun.
Yeah.
this is.
It was up there at Boone's Farm, and it was perfect.
think
Yeah.
it's not for
I don't know. I don't know
think
what's
this
worse.
vintage
I
is 1971.
I don't know what's worse, the regular Blue Nun or the sparkling version, but this stuff is sharp. This is as sharp. This is as sharp as the switch coming down from the Penguin in grammar school. I mean, this is a sharp wine. It is
something to savor.
It is flaky.
It
is overrated.
commode.
It is way overrated. It is very, very pedestrian. I think you could have this occasionally, but I would not ever want to make a habit of it.
After you were already drunk, and it would taste.
The finish on this, while sharp, it's not cataclysmic by any means. It's, I would say, more catechismic.
It's a cardinal sin to serve this to anyone.
Just what you did, okay? You know, expect the rate to decide. At least we didn't get it on a shoot.
If you had to bring a bottle to a party and you just didn't really know the people or care,
like
this for $10, this would make an impression.
All right, quick call. Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
A pleasure shared.
I hear you.
They're going to spank us.
Get out. And don't come back until you've redeemed yourselves.
A pleasure shared.
You know, I'm always an optimist. I was there in 2014 when we beat them in overtime. It was a great evening. And I think that Notre Dame, you know, them being 8-0, riding high on all their recent success, I think they can get a little bit overconfident. And I think that Northwestern tends to play up and down to their opponents, unfortunately. And I think it's going to be an exciting game, but I predict Cats by 7. Let's go.
A pleasure shared.
I say, like the Blue Nun, the Domers are living in past and faded glory. I think they're like the Blue Nun. They're grossly overrated. I think the coach proved to us 4 years ago he doesn't know basic math. When he doesn't know when to go for one and when to go for two. Absolutely. I don't think those arithmetic flashcards I sent him really did the job, teaching him the difference. So I see him making another couple of mistakes based on his hubris, and the Cats, who are on the rise, somehow pull out the win.
You guys are so screwed now!
A pleasure shared.
So just like we looked past Blue Nun, and I'll regret that tonight, I'm sure later on, Northwestern shockingly might look past number 3 unranked Notre Dame. Did you ever think in your lifetimes you could be saying that Northwestern could be looking past Notre Dame at the Big Ten title? Yeah, so I think Northwestern's looking past Notre Dame. It'll be close, 35-28. Who knows who's on the winning end? For Catnips, I'm Larry.
I'm Bob.
I'm Catherine.
And I'm Miguel. I'm Mike.
And as always, go Cats.
Go Cats.
Go Cats.